You're such an asshole.
So yesterday I had the unenviable job, paid for by the way, though I was paid, to listen to a 2-hour audio presentation by AI 2027 that ended up being really, really bad and impossible science fiction. And then I was like, is this gaining any traction? Is this just a bunch of dweebs that wrote a science fiction piece? Oh my God. Everyone took it as gospel. Like the BBC has like 3.8 million views on it. Like, oh my God, the robots are coming. I'm like, did any of you listen to it? Am I the only one? Did you take the bullet points? Did you listen to the absolute, garbage that it was? And, you're all, oh my God, AI's coming. Oh. And some people I'd be worried about, right? Like if you're a talentless, low talent, no talent individual and it's not a physical skill, yeah, you might be concerned. I'm a business major, bro. Yeah, AI can replace you. Yes. I'm Becky and I have an HR degree. I ask stupid questions that have no correlation with what, yeah, AI can replace you. Yeah, and I said it before. It's not the shocking thing is not that AI is replacing jobs. The shocking thing is that there were so many worthless white collar bureaucratic bloat fat that needed to be trimmed jobs in the first place. That's something as not, I mean, it's impressive from a technological standpoint, but in terms of what it can do, it's not all that impressive. Right? Hey, a kiosk can replace a McDonald's worker. Yeah, some of them, yes. I mean, it's kind of cool. The technology is there, but this is not. It's not like, oh my God, this kiosk made a burger and came up with synthesized a new type of meat that's even better. And no, you just went boop boop beep beep, and it took your order. And so, somebody sent this. Good afternoon, Aaron. I would like to ask you for your review of this article about about AI. MIT released a report a few days ago about AI deployment projects in the private sector, and the results are tragic or hilarious, depending on how you want to look at it. Wait a minute. Sir, are you indicating the 105 MBA dude bros who populate our executive ranks in the C-suite of corporations in America? Are you saying they invested in a trend and the trend didn't pay off? Sir, next thing you're going to say is a trend to make certain people who were born with different traits to feel popular and buy your shit. You're going to staff people based on those traits and not their competencies. And then the quality of everything is going to go to shit. Next thing you're going to say is that there's helicopter and plane crashes and planes landing upside down. Sir, you are insane. Private sector, and the results are tragic or hilarious, depending on how you want to look at it. 95% of generative AI pilot projects in a limited study of 300 projects, wow, there's that many, failed to meet the goals of the deployment, with most having no measurable impact. So the hope was, right, if there was some veracity to AI's feasibility, half would fail, half wouldn't, right? Hey, yeah, we thought maybe it could handle it, but some did and some didn't. Only 5% did? Dude, it's put up or shut up time for AI right now. How many trillions are we approaching $1 trillion investment in AI? Right? Because corporate executives never overinvested trillions of dollars like telecoms or dot-coms or housing, right? All you 106 MBA dude bros, like you guys were never, ever hoodwinked into investing in bullshit, right? Given that in 2024 alone, U.S. private businesses spent $109 billion per Stanford HAI, and that total is supposed to be around $149 billion total investment this year. Yeah, we're approaching $1 billion, you consider globally. It shows that the dude bros and girl bosses are still just as busy ever lighting money on fire. Yep, a whole lot of executives made money with their AI. Isn't there the guy Blankman? No, that was the financial scammer. There's some other guy out there who started AI. I need more billions of dollars. I need more billions of dollars. Ah, wait, I don't have any profits. And you people keep giving them money. Thank God we're spending all this money on AI and not training kids to be contractors and plumbers and electricians so we could have more housing. That sure would be horrible if we had more housing. But thank God we're spending hundreds of billions, maybe $1 trillion on AI. I was in high school at the time of the dot-com bubble, but I believe you have said you worked for startup during that time. Yep. How do the figures mentioned in the article compare to what you saw during that time? Since both situations seem to be tech-driven bubbles, let me know the price and have a good day. Rob. All right, well, let me take a look. This comes from Yahoo Finance, which actually is one of the few good things about Yahoo. It that's been there for a while. I'm more inclined to believe Yahoo Finance, not like their investing recommendations, but the reporting. Oh, and then it's from Fortune, so now I don't believe it anymore. MIT report 95% of generative AI pilots at companies are failing. Who knows? Good morning. Companies are betting on AI, and nearly all enterprise pilots are stuck at the starting line. The Gen A Divide State of AI Business 2025, a new report published by MIT's NANDA initiative, reveals that while generative AI holds promise for enterprises, most initiatives to drive rapid revenue growth are falling flat. Wasn't it just last month, not even a month ago, but about a month ago? All these corporations were trying to replace as many employees with AI as possible. We're trying to replace that. And I agree with IBM replacing HR. God bless you, sirs and madams. That's good. But I think some of them are starting to cut into the muscle. Oh, we could just replace these people with AI. Okay, good luck with that, buddy. Despite the rush to integrate powerful new models, about 5% of AI pilot programs achieve rapid revenue acceleration. The vast majority stall, deliver little to no measurable impact on profit and loss. The research, based on 150 interviews with leaders, a survey of 350 employees, and an analysis of 300 public AI deployments, paints a clear divide between success stories and stalled projects. To unpack these findings, I spoke with Aditya Chalapali, the lead author of the report and a research contributor to Project NANDA at MIT. Quote, some large companies, pilots, and younger startups are really excelling with generative AI, Chalapali said. Startups led by 19 or 20-year-olds, for example, have seen revenues jump from 0 to 20 million in a year. That's impressive, 19 to 20-year-olds. But here's my question now. Is it because they're using AI, or is it because they're 19 and 20-year-olds and they're visionaries, right? It's because they pick one pain point, execute well, and partner smartly with companies who use their tools. We're missing context. I wish there was more context. I'm like, okay, in what capacity? It's because they pick one pain point, execute well, and partner smartly with companies who use their tools, he added. But for 95% of companies in the dataset, generative AI implementation is falling short. The core issue, not the quality of AI models, but the learning gap for both tools and organizations. While executives often blame regulation or model performance, MIT's research points to flawed enterprise integration. Generic tools like ChatGPT excel for individuals because of their flexibility, but they stall in enterprise use since they don't learn to adapt. They don't learn from or adapt to workflows, Chalapali explained. I need to know how you're using. I know there were 300 different instances, but are you trying to replace an accounts payable clerk? Help me out here. The data also reveals a misalignment in resource allocation. More than half of generative AI budgets are devoted to sales and marketing tools, yet MIT found the biggest ROI in back office automation, eliminating business process outsourcing, cutting external agency costs, and streamlining operations. Replacing HR? What's behind successful AI deployments? How companies adopt AI is crucial. Purchasing AI tools from specialized vendors and building partnerships succeeds about 67% of the time, while internal builds succeed only 1/3 as often. Isn't this just saying? I know. Isn't AI just software? Like, it's just a program, right? At the end of the day, it's just a program. Bits and bytes, ones, is it right? Right? there's really nothing new here. It's just a type of software, right? People are buying software. Sometimes they implement it correctly, sometimes they don't. Sometimes the software works, sometimes it doesn't, right? It's just this time around, it's AI software. Beforehand, it was what? Accounting software, and then enterprise software like SAP. And then there was HR software, right? These articles have been written before in decades past. This finding is particularly relevant in financial services and other highly regulated sectors where many firms are building their own proprietary generative AI systems in 2025. Yet MIT's research suggests companies see far more failures when going solo. Companies surveyed were often hesitant to share failure rates, so it's worse. Chalapali noted, almost everywhere we went, enterprises were trying to build their own tool, he said, but the data showed purchase solutions deliver more reliable results. Yeah, if I'm a bank where my average employee has an IQ of 102, I'm probably going to hire out a guy like Chalapali, who's like MIT genius IQ 147. And like, yeah, why don't you guys do the IT thing? Why don't you guys do that? Just me. Our expertise here in banking is sucking each other's dicks off and lending money that isn't ours and getting bailed out. But that's our strategy. But we actually need something done. Can you guys do that? But I guess if I was a banker with a 102 IQ, I think we'd have the resources to do it ourselves as well. uh, Other key factors for success include empowering line managers, not just central AI labs, to drive adoption and selecting tools that can integrate deeply and adapt over time. This is starting to sound like business word speak, which means nothing is happening. Workforce disruption is already underway, especially in customer support and administrative roles. Rather than mass layoffs, companies are increasingly not backfilling positions as they become vacant. Most changes are concentrated in jobs previously outsourced due to their perceived low value. Right. Okay. So, no offense to this Chalapali guy, who I'm going to assume is Indian, but are you telling me that replacing the $2 an hour Indian guy in India who doesn't speak English all that well and follows a script and we could replace him with AI? Like, isn't that already happening? I'll be in defense. Every once in a while, you get one who does a spectacular job. I'm like, damn, thanks, Punjab. I appreciate it. Every once in a while, but for the most part, it's like, yeah, this isn't, and by that time, well, why don't I just look it up? There's the AI chat. Here, I am AI chat. Okay, what's this? Oh, here's some links. Do the research yourself. All right, fuck it. Never mind. Just won't buy your product. Yeah, surprise. Those jobs are being replaced. Workforce disruption is already underway of customer support. Well, now that I think about it, see, there's times I miss economics as a field. Wouldn't that be interesting? Because it's been going on for what? Let's say at least a quarter century, right? Not related to the topic. What has been the economic effects of the call centers being outsourced to India? Like, there's a story there, right? Like, who is the first guy says, hey, you know what? Indians, they speak English. You know, uh, why don't we start going over there? And then how that affected the economy and like, let's go 25 years, like people my age, like they were back there and then, oh my God, I'm getting paid $1.50 an hour to be a call center, but I got to stay up at midnight over here in New Delhi or whatever. Like that. And there's guys now and gals my age who were there from the beginning and now they're like managers that call. I'd be really curious what that's like. Most changes are concentrated. Blah, blah, blah. The report also highlights the widespread use of shadow AI, unsanctioned tools like ChatGPT, and the ongoing challenge of measuring AI's impact on productivity and product. Looking ahead, the most advanced organizations are already experimenting with agentic AI systems that can learn, remember, and act independently within set boundaries, offering a glimpse at how the next phase of enterprise AI might unfold. And that's it. I'll tell you maybe because the article was poorly written, the data in the first 2 paragraphs made like, "Hey, it ain't working." All right. And it's not working a lot. It's only working 5%. It's failing. It's failing. All right. But for us normal people who would read Yahoo Finance, you got to give us an example. Like, okay, so here's an example of something. Like, oh, I see. It sounds like I don't know what shadow AI is. Well, what's that? It sounds like a whole big nothing burger. Now let's go back to the client's question. Um, I was in high school at the time of the dot-com bubble, but I believe you have said you worked at a startup during that time. How do the figures mentioned in the article compare to what you saw during that time, since both situations seem to be tech-driven bubbles? It's about the same. I mean, here, let's do a real quick search. What percent of dot-coms failed? And it probably is 95%. What percent of dot-coms failed? And it's probably going to cite back to the 90s. 52% failed in that period, and more than half of dot-com fails and most public had gone bankrupt. There's various statistics. They're kind of doing it like, oh, here it is. Yeah, 90%. Over a long enough period of time, all companies fail. Here's one that says 80, 74. Yeah, and these are from, yeah, the vast majority. Let's just call it 90%. 90% of them failed. And you know what? That's with, in fairness, that's pretty much every new technology, right? Because it's so new, you don't know what you're doing with it. The main concern I think everyone has with this is not the hype that, oh my God, AI is going to take over. Oh my God, which the media hypes up because they have nothing else to write about. Instead of taking a sensible, like when The Economist used to be a real magazine, there'd be sensible news coverage of this. I think aside from the fear mongering and it's coming to take all of our jobs, I think the main concern is a recession that, similar to the dot-com bubble or the housing bubble, a classic recession that is created because we overinvested in the new thing. And my concern, just like it was in the dot-com bubble, where you got a low IQ 102 MBA dude, bro, who says, bro, we're going to put an E in front of it, bro. Integrity. Yeah. It's a new, heck, there's this new article out, Digital River. That was like the Minnesota's big, oh, don't you know? We have we have a dot-com internet company too. Yeah, now, don't you know? Now it's like bankrupt and bought out by private equity, something like that. That's the concern. Is that 103 IQ finance bros are going to channel $1 trillion fucking dollars to a bunch of buzzword, trend following, low IQ NPC MBA bros in the executive team, right? Go back a year. It was all, oh, we're implementing AI leveraging synergies. Those idiots are going to take up to $1 trillion, maybe more, and chase a fad. I mean, that's what dot-coms were. It was a fad. It got so bad to the point a lot, right now, okay, same thing. There's no AI company that's profitable. I just looked that up yesterday. There's no AI company that's profitable. Do you think there's some savvy people, like I went to MIT. How much money? MIT's in Massachusetts, right? How many MIT people right now are saying, yeah, Massachusetts Institute of Technology, of course. How many of those fucking idiots south of us in New York? How many finance bros? I bet, there's Punjab and Yang. Let's throw the token guy in there from America, the white guy. What's a nerdy? Stefan, right? You get 3 guys there. And I'm like, dude, the management school at MIT, they're a bunch of fucking dickwits. Let's see if we can get $1 billion investment out of them. Let's use word talk and tech talk, and we'll just throw AI in it. I bet you we get some of those dipshits down in Connecticut and New York to give us their money. And that happened in the dot-com bubble. It was just an outright scam. It was a legal scam. Well, I tried it. You got to have nerds and IT people and programmers, but at the end of the day, it's just a very elaborate way for you to pay yourself an executive salary and then retire after 5 years. It didn't work. Yeah. And you have such precedents of new technology failing. Like, yeah, it didn't work. We can't guarantee you nothing. But if you give us an F round of financing, then maybe we could get it going. Uh, so that's what I fear. I think that's the real concern for us normies out here. Uh, where are we gonna misallocate $1 trillion to a dot-com bubble? Are we gonna misallocate, well, nowadays that'd be $3 trillion. Are we gonna misallocate 2.5 trillion to a housing bubble? Are we gonna misallocate 3.5 trillion to an AI bubble? I guess we are. Cause new cool buzzword and micro dick Thaddeus McDicksuck III, who got his position, he's now heading up a company. He's, wow, we got to implement and leverage our AI synergies. And then all that money would have actually gone to some kind of industrial or industrious use. And now we got a real recession on our hands. You know, fuck your tariffs. Don't worry about your tariffs. Worry about overinvesting in AI, enough in kids in trade school or construction. That's what I'd be worried about. But yes, it is. How do the figures compare to what I saw? Yeah, it's a very similar parallel. Both the term that it's tech, it's IT software, 95% failure rate, buzzwords, low IQ business bros, funding, much more clever and intelligent IT guys. Whether they're honest or not doesn't matter. The big concern is IT people like, oh my God, I think what's OpenAI? Is that the headquarters OpenAI? Sam Altman. Okay, Sam Altman, I think, is the perfect example of a non-malicious but naive IT guy. He has an idea. He's got this passion, like we can make this AI thing work. And they say, well, let's do this. Let's fund this. And they don't understand, like, hey, you need to make a profit because that's other people's money. That's pension fund money. That's retirees' money. That's investors' money. It's not your money. You need to make a rate of return. I don't think he cares, but I don't think it's like, fuck it, I want to do this. And look at those suckers. I think they're so autistic. They just, oh my God, we can create this thing. The AI era is probably the most exciting time to be starting one's career, maybe ever. Right. Sam Altman, OpenAI CEO Altman. Let's just do, is OpenAI profitable? While OpenAI's revenue is growing rapidly, reaching an annualized rate of 10 billion a year, 13 billion by the end of the year, AI is not yet profitable. You are blowing 13 billion a year? What, I was listening to that quote documentary, like, how much compute did this company? Oh, compute. Is that the, oh, sure. I should do that. You can't eat compute. I can't drive. I'm going to do, hang on, let me write that down. You can't eat compute. You can't eat compute. They're using compute as a measurement of production. It's like, that's like likes on the internet. That doesn't, compute doesn't, that's not a thing. It doesn't matter. Still losing millions. They probably lost around 5 billion last year. So you took in 10 billion and you spent 15 last year? What fucking morons and idiots are giving you guys money? Oh. But won't be profitable until 125 billion. What? You need to make 125 billion in revenue? Yeah, I think he's kind of like the well-intended mad scientist. There's no anchoring to reality. Like, buddy, like, you gave me whatever, $100 billion, I'd be like, oh shit. You give me $1 million of somebody else's money, I'd be like, oh shit. I better watch this real carefully. I don't know. Maybe look, you guys gave these investors and managers your money. They said, look at this guy say fancy words. He gave them $100 billion. Oh my God, my mutual funds aren't doing so well. Here's some asset-backed security. You like some mortgage-backed securities, Norwegian pension fund? They're from America, so you know they're good. Said 2006. Yeah, this is similar. It's just the new fizzy widget. That's all it is. It's the new gadget. It's the new thing. Same thing as the old thing. It's just the new thing. And I'm gonna break it down for you. You ready for me to break it down for you? At the end of the day, I don't care what your computes are or your likes are. Did you make money? Did you make a profit? Because you can have all these threats and worries about AI, taking over the world and taking our jobs. And in some instances, it will, right? Like, hey, no, I'm going to order my pet food online, right? I'm going to book tickets online. Some industries and fields and professions will go away. But until you companies start making money, and you better start making money soon, the funding and the resources for you to even develop AI that may work in the future is gonna dry up real quick. And so it's gonna be put up or shut up time. Hey, investors are really dumb. You New York investors, you guys are really dumb. I understand. And new buzzword and thing. And you know what? Maybe the AI industry could extend it a little bit by having hot, good-looking 30-something women be the CEOs. Like that Elizabeth Holmes gal. Like you guys let her go for a decade, right? So you could keep the party going because let's just admit it, old grade white-haired dudes with shriveled penises want to fuck young 30-something girls, and so they'll give them billions of dollars of other people's money, right? So if AI industry wanted to keep going another 10 years, you need to start getting some hot fuckable 30-something-year-old women in there. Because the guys aren't going to believe hot fuckable 23-year-old, right? They're not going to believe it. 35, oh, there's plausible deniability. That could extend it a little bit. But at the end of the day, they're either going to make money, which they aren't. I don't think they are going to make money. I almost want to call it now like, yeah, this is just the latest buzzword. This is the latest pissing away of money. And fine, you created this amazing tool that might work, but you can't continue creating it, or you can't make more tools because it's just too expensive. If you want to see, it's not that I don't believe that AI will have some use or relevancy in the future, but you want to see how wackadoo and untethered from reality the people in the AI field are, like the ones who are making it. Go read or listen to that AI 2027. It's like, that's the most improbable shit I've ever heard. Um, yeah, and then, guys, you know who doesn't have to worry about this? Tradesmen. You know who doesn't have to worry about this? People who work in the railroads. You know who has to worry about this? People who speak English and have their tax practices. You know who has to worry about this? People like are minimalists and they save their money. I wouldn't worry about this, right? Here, you want to worry about something? Link below. I have a link to all my courses I offer through Teachable. Right? They're the vast majority of them are financial planning, get your financial shit together type of courses. Go. How much time have you spent worrying about AI versus how much time did you spend like maybe I set up an IRA, right? Right? Can you do anything about AI? No, you can't. Could you get off your lazy ass, go down to fucking Vanguard, maybe set up an IRA? I bet you could. Have you done that yet? No, you didn't. Why don't you concern yourself with things that need to get done? If you know, well, I don't know where to start. Well, if you don't like videos, go get my book, Bachelor Pad Economics. Great roadmap on how to do boring old personal financial planning and retirement planning. If you like the spoken word and you want to see my beautiful face, I got a bunch of courses there on Teachable. Link below. You could just search the Clary School of Economic Philosophy on Teachable. You'll find them all there. Also link below. But yeah, I'm not worried about AI. Dorian, 5 Swiss francs. Bought almost all your books. My mom even read Curse of the High IQ. Isn't impressed. Yeah, you got your old mind there? Is your mom hot? I'm only joking partly because you look like a young man. Look like your mom might be my age. And is impressed. By the way, guys, watch the movie Office Space tonight. So, oh yeah, that's a classic. You gotta watch that, Office Space. Also, watch Boiler Room, which is a dark version of that. Did you know, Matt? Too Canadian. I know someone is gooning when I hear buzzwords. How is gooning buzzwords? Isn't gooning about hot chicks in Nebraska, right? Buzzwords is corpo speak. Swallow Blue, $2 by 2028. Total spending should be about $800+ billion. Oh my God. Well, I don't trust those forecasts, right? They're, oh my God, .coms are going to consume it. Yeah, I'm going to tell you right now, the best use of that money would be trade schools, right? Get your housing stock up there. That's the number one thing, without a doubt, the number one thing you could do. You know what would be another thing? There's other things you could do with. You know what else would be better? Getting rid of the national debt, paying down the national debt. That would help out more. Right? I'm sick and tired of hearing about AI. It's put up or shut up time. You got yourself 6 months. And if by the end of 2025, maybe early 2026, like if it's not like, oh yeah, we got it, and here's the right? Have they ever explained to you practically what AI can do? I'm still waiting for what it can do. It could drive our cars. That's something tangible. I understand. It could replace HR. HR could have been replaced by a plant. Like what's the real added value to the economy it's going to be good? Tell me that. Explain it to me like I'm a 5-year-old. Well, if you don't understand that, I can't explain it. Well, then you're a fucking scammer. When they pull that up, oh, it's just too complicated for you to understand. That's a liar and a scammer. No, I'm giving you till 2026. This AI shit better start putting up or shutting up. Otherwise, we're done. Ken Rose, $2. What does Cappy think of prompt engineering? I don't even know what prompt engineering is. Does that mean like you're on time? As opposed to like tardy engineering? Prompt engineering is the craft of designing, testing, and refinishing natural language instructions to guide generative AI models to produce accurate, relevant, and desired output of specific tasks. Aren't science that involves understanding AI. You mean like how to write appropriate prompts? Like we all do when we use Google or Alta Vista to search for what we're looking for? Is that what prompt engineering is? You mean searching for the right thing? Using the right words? Is that just the euphemism? Using the right words when you search this? Is that prompt engineering? I don't need another super chat. It sounds like user experience as a profession. That's not a thing. That's not a UX. That's not a. If anyone says I have, if you see UX in a LinkedIn profile, never hire that person. All right, that's it. Questions, answers, asshole consulting. I'll see you guys later. Toodles.